Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to have to do it this way tonight. I hope you forgive me. Anyway, I'm coming on today because I want to do a creative play session with you, and it's going to start at 7. So I'm about 3 minutes early. I am going to just take and try to pull this up on my YouTube on my computer so I can link through and give you guys give you guys like the supply list. I can totally talk because I have a supply list that I have written up in case you want to join in. So let's see if I can grab it. Is there anyone on yet? Hello guys, hey. All right, so let me see if I can do it. I may have to include it afterwards, but some of this you might have in your stash, some of it not. So I'm gonna have to go back and do the description and things like that after. We got 2 minutes to start. Anyway, if this is your first time joining me, thank you so much. I'm Bets Golden. This is my channel, and on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock PST time, which is 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna come on. Hello there, Roberto. I think let me go and see. Okay, so I'm playing with my computer right now. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've done this. And so I'm going to pull up my screen here on my computer, take the sound off so I can at least see all of your comments. Okay, so Roberta said hello. Hello, Tanisha. Hello. Hi, guys. All right. I'm sorry about the rotation of this screen. Again, I'm going to have to do better next time. So I apologize. All right, so we're going to be doing a gel play session, and I'm going to be working in my art journal. So I'll let you take a quick peek at that. Basically, I am doing my art journal, and yeah, so I'm going page to page. It's an unfinished journal, has all of the backgrounds done, so on and so forth. I actually have something coming tomorrow to the channel, which I go through all of it. This is the page that I'm going to work on today. So I'm going to create some backgrounds with it. This is a little digital art kit, art that I used. I got it from his palette, but if you have right now a catalog or anything, go ahead and pull it on out and just decide what piece you want to use. If you have a magazine, you don't have to do what I'm doing. Make do with what you have. I will have links provided for you at the end of this, and I'm off of the live. It's not letting me go through and do this, but let me show you what I'm going to be using. And in case you have it in your stash or a similar thing, go ahead and pull it out and we'll create together. So first you're going to need a journal of some sort, and then a piece of art. And then also you're going to want some kind of sentiment or anything like that. I'm using little words and things that you will see throughout the video when I put them on. But if you have like a saying, you can definitely write it down. Like on this one, you can totally just write down something you want to journal about, or lyrics to a song, and write it down on a white piece of cardstock and then cut it out. And there you go. You don't have to do anything spectacular for this, okay? You can use collage pieces. You can use like this is a collage piece. You can use things out of a catalog for your images. It does not have to be super spectacular. Totally use what's on hand and you'll be good to go. All right, and so I'm going to be using my gel plate. This is a 9x11. It is by Ranger. And I am just going to be using regular paper. You don't need anything special with what we're going to do. Then I'm going to be also using a glazing medium. This is not necessary. However, I am in the desert right now, and this just extends the open time of my paint. If you don't have a glazing medium and you're having a hard time with your paint drying, you can use anything from a gel medium base to even like an adhesive even works for this to keep your paint moist. I know it's crazy, but it does. But this is what I'm using. I am also going to be using these color acrylics, lime, lemon, tangerine, this blue, and then this ruby, And I did pull out my gold. So those are the acrylics I'm using, some nice mixable ones here. And then I also am going to be using some gloss sprays, but if you have any mist at all, it'll work. If you don't have mist, keep your paint out and remind me. I will show you what you can do to do the same type of splatter effect. You just need your paint, water, and a brush. It's so cool. And then also to adhere things, I'm going to be using my diary glue stick. Any kind of adhesive though would work on this. Of course, I have a brayer out. And then found objects to create the background on this. So some of the things that I pulled that you can use, look around your desk, see what you can find. I'm going to use string. I took a piece of cardboard. This is like a mail, something I got in the mail, and just ripped it down the middle. So I have this really cool texture. A little teeny tiny solo cup, a seafoam type sponge, big bubble wrap that's been used. I love this because sometimes you can get that yummy paint onto your new print. Small bubble wrap, and then a regular size solo cup. So those are the found objects that I'm going to be using today. No stencils, none of that. We are just going to go back to the basics. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a nice glass area to lay your gel press. You don't want to put this on silicone. You don't want to put this on, you know, wood or anything like that. And you always want to store your gel press in a clamshell. So, because that'll keep it from getting pressure on and ruining. But you want to take off those acetate sheets that it comes with, because that will actually create air bubbles. So as you can tell, my gel press is really well loved here. And I'm just gonna, oh, and then also you guys, I did pull out these rubber stamps that I might use. This is called Everyone is Welcome. And then this one is called Lovely Women. But I don't know if I'm gonna use these. If you have rubber stamps, you can totally pull them out. So we're just going to do a couple pulls. Again, I'm going to use this piece of paper, this type of paper. I'm going to set one off to roll off my brayer, right? If I get a bunch of excess paint. However, if you have two gel presses, it's really a great idea to put another sheet, and you can't see it because how the camera's orientated, to put another gel press over here to roll off and do more pulls on. But we're just going to go with the fact that not everybody has that, and we want to work with what we have. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some glazing medium. Now, I am going to provide for you a link on where you can get this. I do not recommend the big tub of this because it dries out really fast. So I like a tube of it. So I'm just going to put this down. And when you brayer, you want to pick it up and roll it. Okay, you don't want to just go back and forth. You want to go back, lift, lift, or forward, lift, forward, lift, forward, lift. All right, so that's a pretty good coverage. And the first color that I'm going to put down, let's start with some warms, which is something that I don't normally do. So I'm just going to put down some ruby first. And I'm going to brayer this out. And again, I'm just picking it up and going back and forth like so. And I actually have quite a bit of the glazing medium down. And then I'm going to put down, let's do some blue. And then I will also add some lemon. So I'm just laying out that color like so. And then let's go ahead and put some lemon on here. And this is a warm and a cool, but I know that if I put this lemon on, I will get green, all right? If it blends, it'll blend green. I might get a little bit of mud because my yellow could get in with the new green and give me mud. So that's something to keep in mind. But I do have a lot of glaze on, so I'm just going to take and kind of roll that off onto my piece of paper that you can't see. All right, and so yeah, I have a lot of glaze. So I'm definitely going to go in and just add some more paint because I need more color down. So this is going to be, you know, some building up that color, definitely. There we go. And we'll do some blue. But like I said, the glaze really keeps this nice and moist for a long time. So there's a lot of play time with it. All right. And I'm kind of liking what that background looks like. So from here, let's just go in and add in some fun lines like so. And I like to do it in threes. Then I want to go in with my small little solo cup and let's do like 5 little spots of this. And then finally, let's go in with some of our little bubble wrap. Do a couple slots of that. And now let's go ahead and just pick this up and see what we get. All right, and I'm going to be making clip art from this, some hearts and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this out on my regular paper. You can go ahead and even on the back of it to make sure it gets really nice coverage. Just make sure it's nice and adhered. And then that is our first pull. And I have to tell you that this glazing medium is really nice. It's almost like working with an open acrylic. It is still wet. So I just love that. There is quite a bit of red on that. So I'm going to go through and add some, let's go ahead and add some tangerine on this next pull. And I'm not going to put more glazing medium down. I'm going to just see how it does without the glaze. And see, my tangerine is a little bit getting dried up in my bottle. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. And then I'm going to put down some red. And then we'll put down some lemon. So this is getting kind of dry already, I can tell. I may have to work with it a little bit just to get all of this off later. I'll show you how you can do a dry pull. This is my lemon. This is why, you guys, I really recommend that with the Dina Wakley stuff, if you don't use the paint all the time, to go ahead and just get the smallest bottle, you know. All right, so this is what I'm going to do, something kind of different I've never done before. I'm going to take my string and I'm just going to do, I've never done a pull before like this. So I'm going to just take this out and just put this in kind of down the center of this page. And let's see what we get. So I'm going to take another piece of paper and then I'm going to put this down like this, and I'm just gonna pull this string out from the bottom and just see what it does. It may not do anything, I don't know, but that's okay because I am literally out just paint and a piece of paper. It's not like anything's ruined, right? All right, and then from here, just gonna clean out that brayer off of the back. Like so. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what that did. All right, so not you know, kind of cool. There's a little bit of cool stuff going on. Not my favorite thing, but that's all right. All right, so from here, I'm gonna set that off, and now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with some yellow, but I do want to put a little bit more glazing medium on because my plate is getting pretty warm, dry. So I'm just not putting on as much. So let's see how this one does. And I'm going to do more so a predominantly yellow one this time. Let's see what we do, how we do with this. but my paint is really thick and super kind of dry. So, you know, I'm not, could be better, but that's all right. Do some red. By the time I'm done with this, it's not going to be like, we're going to cut up pieces and make some clip art. So it's going to be okay. Yes, you do need to get into art journaling again, and you need a brayer. Definitely. Brayers are awesome. You can use them for so many things. All right, so I love how this background's looking. So from here, I'm actually going to take my big solo cup and do some fun stuff like this. And then I'll take the little side and just flip it over. Megan was the one that made that comment. And then we'll do like even some small. So we're just going to do a bunch of circles on this. I really like how those small little teeny tiny circles work. And you know, I don't know what I'm going to get here, right? Then we'll do the big. Ooh, yay. I love it when it pulls the paint. Makes me happy. Bubble wrap. The big bubble wrap, what I was trying to say. And then let's just try to go in with this sponge and just add some fun, there we go, some fun twisty texture. And then here we go again. We're going to pull this, and then I want to work it more into the cool color family, because that's my very favorite. Just gonna rub this off like so. All right. And let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Oh, I love it. That one turned out really cool. You can see some of that texture. Oh, how fun is that? All right, so I want to go ahead and do some pulls with my blue and my green, and I'm going to throw in just some of this color as well. And then from there, we'll start working on the art journal. So to do this one, I'm going to lay down my green, and hopefully everything on the gel plate is dry enough now, because I don't want to get mud, and I'm mixing that, you know, I'm mixing a warm and a cool, two secondary cool colors together, two secondary colors, one from the warm family, which is orange, and one from the cool family, always gives you mud. So that's why, like, ooh, I hope it's dry enough where I don't get that mud. I hope, but you never know. All right, love that. And then we're just going to do a little bit of this gold. Just pop it there, and we'll pop some there. And then, like I said, this will be our last pull, and I'll show you how you can clean your gel press. And I'm just gonna rub that out in the center, rub this out on the bottom. There, I'm gonna call that good. This time, I'm just gonna go in with my regular bubble wrap, because I love me some bubble wrap. And we'll go in with some lines too. Some used cardboard. And now we'll do our pull. All right, rub that on through, clean off the back. Sometimes your back of your brayer gets a whole lot better than the other one. Okay, well, Roberta, she says she hasn't made a page yet, and she purchased the gel plate, but she hasn't used it yet. You want to make an art journal? Okay, so Roberta, I'm going to be doing this like on Wednesdays, so get it all out. Get it all out and just join me. It's so fun. Like, just join me. I have nothing to lose other than just some paper. Look at that one. I think that one might be my very favorite pull of the day. That is so cool. I love how that one looks. Yes, there's a little bit of brown there, but it's so cool. Okay, so let's say that you're left with this messiness right here, and you want to do a pull. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to want to take a really, really light paint. And I don't have any out. I was hoping I had some white. Let me look behind me, see what I got here. So I am going to, okay, this will work. I'm going to pull in some apricot. Now I'm going to make sure that I have my piece of paper ready to go. And I'm just going to rub this down. Get a nice coverage over it. Okay, you don't want too much paint down. That's kind of a lot. So I'm going to rub off my brayer. Oh, but what about the nerve? She goes, so Roberta goes, I have plenty of things to use all but the nerve. Oh, you're not going to hurt anything. Just do it. It's not doing any good sitting in your stash. Seriously, just do it. Just do it. I promise it'll be fun. All right, now I'm going to take this one and just throw it on literally over the top. And we're going to give a nice rub. All right. You can do it, Roberta. You can do it, I promise. I know, sometimes we get our arts and crafts stuff and we're just so scared and intimidated. I used to be too scared to cut paper. How crazy is that? I would see pretty paper and I would never use it because I didn't want to ruin it. All right, so let's see. How much of this did this pull up? All right, so we got some of the residual off. Now, you can store it totally dirty. Okay, that's a good question. Roberta just said, the pages you are making, how are you going to use them in your journal? Oh, hi, okay, girls. I am going to show you one way that you can use them in the journal because we're going to create something out of one of these pages today. The rest of them, I will use at a later time, but I'm going to show you exactly how you can put it right into your journal and how you can use it. Okay, so this is dirty. I would love to store it just like this. I love a dirty plate. It makes me happy because the next time I pull it out, guess what? There's some love marks from my previous pull and it could show up into your new pull, which is awesome. But let's say that you are changing your color families and you don't want it dirty. All you're going to do is you're just going to take some hand sanitizer and you're going to put this hand sanitizer on your jelly plate and you're just going to rub it in with your fingers like so. And you're just going to rub it all over. All right, so I'm just rubbing this all in like so. And you're going to use, I like a baby wipe. It tends to leave less lint than a regular cloth does. But you can use a lint-free cloth to wipe it clean if you'd like. But I'm just getting this all rubbed in. All right, so that's pretty good. Like I got most of the yumminess up. And now I'm going to take my baby wipe. My baby wipes are actually kind of dry. And I'm just going to wipe off the residual. And now my gel press plate is all clean. So that's how you can clean your gel press plate, is just by doing that. All right, so from here, I'm going to take and I'm going to store it in my clamshell again. So you just want to take it and just pop it in the clamshell that it came in, and this will keep it from getting air bubbles. It'll keep it from getting smooshed. And now, there we go. So my gel press is totally ready for the next time. And now from here, I just want to make sure that I pop on my my lids, right? All right, and this piece, this is our junker page, right? Don't throw it away though. This can actually turn out to be a very cool piece of art that you can play with later on down the line. You're just gonna keep it out and keep junking it up basically over the next, while. All right. So what I want to do from here is put this back on so I'm not blinding you. Put my silicone mat back on. Now we're going to put together our journal page. And I have my journal page prepped. All of my pages are totally prepped in here. So this is the page that I'm working on. And I am at this place right now where I want to complete this whole journal in 2021. So I literally work from front to back. What I open up is what I get, and that's what I have to work with. And that's all. Like, that's it. I can't jump ahead. It's my own little silly creative rule, and I really like it. It really makes for some fun, clever gel press. I mean, some really cool pages. So I've cut out some journaling that I'll share with you in a minute. This is my piece that I'm using. You can cut any image you want from a catalog. You don't have to use digital art like I do. This is from his palette. And I'll provide the link down below after this. It's an Etsy store, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my prints that I just pulled, and I'm going to decide which ones I want to use. This one matches really beautifully with this orange and red and yellow that I have going on. This one is a really nice contrast. Okay. This one matches really well too, as does this one. But I actually think I'm going to stick with this one today. A little bit of something that's not matchy-matchy, but it does have some red in it to pull out her hair and her lipstick. And I think that that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to work with this. And what I need to do is I need to make sure it's dry. And that glazing medium really kept it nice and wet. So I actually need to dry it some more. And what the acrylic paint does, when you're using acrylic, this is not true for all paints, but when you're using acrylic paint, what it does is it dries to a plastic, which allows it to it gives it more stability. And so it actually dries to a plastic, which is great because it makes it not so delicate and it gives a nice finish. But like that yellow right there, that's really wet. So I just need to just make sure that I get this dry with my heated tool. I like the heated tool better than an embossing gun because the heat comes out more evenly. It's super hot, definitely not a hairdryer, and it has a low noise, which I so love that there's not a lot of noise on this. So, as I'm drying this, you guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel and you are enjoying the crafty type content, why don't you go over and do that? Also, hit that notification bell so you're notified when I have a video coming out. That really helps me because when you guys watch my videos and share, or any content creator, it shows YouTube that there's some value there, and they keep promoting it into their algorithm and in people's feeds, and that just helps get us paid, basically, okay? Because I am providing free content, so if you guys could do that, that'd be great. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I am looking over through the live to answer you guys and read everything. But if you are watching this on playback, make sure you leave any questions down below or comments and I'll get back to you. And if you enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it that thumbs up. All right, so this is almost done. That yellow, woo, just does not want to dry. That's what happens when you get a little bit too chunky. All right, so I am going to make some hearts out of this as soon as I get this dry. I know this is not fun watching paint dry, right? So not fun, but we'll get there. And again, if you guys are interested in anything I'm using, I'm gonna have everything listed down below. It just didn't kind of let me upload it right now, so I have to go back in and do it. But I will get that all listed for you. But I do encourage you, use what you have on hand. You don't have to go out and buy everything, you know? If you don't have a gel press, take some paint with a brush and just kind of go crazy on it, all right? I mean, seriously. All right, so this isn't completely dry, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm gonna fold it this way, and that way it will it will just imprint on itself. So I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to make some hearts. And I always work in threes. So I'm just going to make some hearts out of this. And they don't have to be perfect. All right. So there's one. They're not even going to be all of the same size, because what's the fun in that? Two. And then down here is going to be my three. And I'm not going to get rid of this just yet. I may do some tearing on this later. All right. So let's see what we have here. I know you guys are like, open up the hearts. Open up the hearts. I know, I know. You're not really saying that. I am. All right. So there's the first heart. Here's the second heart. And here is that third heart. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and start to put together my journal page. May not use all the hearts, but like that heart, a little bit too big, right? Okay, no big deal. Just going to go, actually, I could put it, it's okay if it folds. I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to kind of set this up and just see. Yeah, all right, just see where it lands. Okay, so again, any kind of adhesive will work. If you're using a regular glue stick, just make sure that you rub it out, because the heat that you produce as you're rubbing out the glue stick from the friction is what causes a glue stick to work. So you definitely want to make sure that you rub it out a few times, and that way, you know, it will work and adhere. And that's for a regular glue stick. This glue stick by Dina Wakley is pretty awesome. And she's so funny. She's like, the difference between my glue stick and a regular glue stick is my glue stick actually works. And she's right. It does actually work. Okay, so Megan asked me, which jelly plate are you using and favorite color combination to create with? That's a really good question. I am currently using the Ranger 9x12 jelly plate. I think it's a great size. I'm going to have the link listed down below afterwards. My very favorite color combination, you guys, are definitely the cools. I really like that lime with an ocean and a pop of lemon. That is a really great combination. And I'm going to show you guys what you can do also on top of this with that glossy spray. That'll make it really fun. Okay, so there's the second one, the second heart. So I'm going to do the second heart down here. But I'm definitely a cool type girl when it comes to my color of favorite. Like this orange and red, this isn't really my style, but it's good to, you know, create out of your box sometimes, right? All right, and then I'm going to do this one down here. And then I'm thinking I'm going to take this little piece and do, there we go. I think I like that. All right. So I'm going to take both of these pieces and just adhere. So I'm going to put them together. And I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So you guys, next time, make sure you jump on with your craft supplies, because I'm going to be using similar craft supplies next time too. So next time, next Tuesday, if you want, Wednesday, if you want to join me and craft along, just pull out your art journal and, you know, some paint of your favorite colors and create with me. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. That's no fun. But you can definitely change it up and make it work for you. The important thing is just to get in there and create, you know. Okay, now this one is almost done. All right, so let me go ahead and just take, I kind of liked it like that. Okay, so I'm going to take her and put her right about there. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges of my heart and I'm going to highlight it. And unfortunately, you guys, my paint over pens that I love to use are no longer available, which super sucks. So definitely use what you have on hand. You can use a regular pen for this, but I really like these. I wish that they were available. And these are the Jane Davenport right over pins. But I wanted it to pop, so I don't like that yellow. So I'm going to go in with white, I think. Let that dry a little bit. And you guys, like, I like to go through and experiment in my art journal. So I may start with something and go, hey, I don't like that. And so I'll stop mid and I'll come back to it. And so that's what makes an art journal so fun, is that it's not perfect in my world. It's just experimental playtime with your craft supplies. So that is what I use it for. And I sometimes, yeah, I'm disappointed with what I create and I'm like, ugh, and I won't go back to it. Like, but, and you know, the beauty of that is there's white gesso or black gesso that you can always go over with, or you can just turn the page. Just turn the page if you end up hating it. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this one down here. Is a gel pen good? Roberta asked. Gel pens, they're not my favorite just because they tend to get clogged and dried really fast. Some people love them. I'm not a huge fan. I prefer something that's more of a paint over pen, or this pen is a great one. This Speedball one, this is a really great one for black. But yeah, like gel pens are not my favorite, and especially on paint, it can be hard. But this Speedball one, as you can tell, this one goes beautifully over paint. I mean, just look at how great that flows. You do want to wait for it to dry a minute, but, and I wasn't going to use this, but Roberta asked a really great question. Signo, yeah, that's a good one. Uniball, yeah. You know what else works good? Sharpie. So fine point Sharpie, those look great too. But Roberta asked a really good question. I'm like, oh yeah, there's this Speedball one. This is like probably my very favorite journaling pen ever. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll just do this. And you guys see, I'm not perfect. My stuff is not perfect. Hi, Simon. I am just, you know, playing. That's all art journal is it is just plain. Thank you. We're working on a page. I hope people like pull out their art journal and join me and create, because that's the most fun. All right, so here is this one right here. And like I said, not perfect, right? Okay, so I do have some journaling I want to add, but before I do that, I want to splat. Okay, so I have this white gesso spray and this eggplant gesso spray. Now you guys, you want to shake these really good. Basically what it is it's like a spray paint. I don't use this to actually spray. I use this more so to splat, which is what I'm going to do right here. If you do not have gloss spray, you can take your paint, mix it with a little bit of water, and then take a paintbrush, dip it in the water in your paint, and then just take and just tap it, and you'll get splat results as well. I like these because they dry glossy, which I love, and they're also really fun resist. So, and now that I said that, I'm just going to spray this white directly on the page. And my nozzle's getting a little bit gummed up there. So you always want to definitely rinse your glossy sprays. But I gotta pull another one. Oh, the joys of live. You never know what's gonna happen. The highlights are really making the heart pop. Yes, they really do. That's why it's important to use a contrasting color, either a black or white, to ground it. All right, so this is an eggplant. I think this is eggplant. Yep, this is eggplant. And I just like to add splats because it kind of pulls everything together. Like it pulls your background together and it pulls, you know, your digital art together. Just kind of makes it all look uniform. All right, so that's good. That's all I'm going to do with the splats. And then I'm going to finish this off by adding my journaling. So in roughly 45 minutes, I'll be done in 8 minutes because I've been on now for 37. Or been doing this. We have gel pressed 5 different backgrounds, and we have created an art journal page. So, you know, it doesn't take much. Like, we can do this. We can do this. You can create an hour a week. If you have an hour, you can actually walk away with a full page. All right, so I'm going to use some adhesive just off screen and pop them onto my journaling, onto my page. And it is kind of self-reflective of something I'm going through right now. So I'm actually kind of in a celebration point in life. I think something may have happened wonderful today, and I promise I'll share it next week if it did come true. So basically, it's an affirmation for me. And so my little journaling pieces I got also from his palette, and it will read, I am more than a conqueror. And then the little other pieces will say overcomer, redeemed, forgiven, joy-filled, God chick, and worthy. And I did have a loved one, but where did it go? There it is. I found my loved one. So I found these really great little pieces to journal with from his palette as well. So I'm like, ooh, I love those. So I have to do this off screen because there's not enough room for me to do it on screen. But I'm basically just taking some adhesive. And for this one, I am going to start, I think, right here. All right. And I'm going to put the eye there. Luckily, the glue dries clear. And then I want to use my Scrap Perfect glue instead of this. I think it's better. So let me grab that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do eye there. And then again, whoops, I didn't get it perfectly lined up. And that's okay. I should have moved the eye over, but you know what? What's done is done. So I am, and I did leave some of the white when I cut these because I don't make them perfect. What's the fun of that? I am more, we'll do this one down here. So there's a little bit of a border. I kind of cheated when I hand cut those out, right? Again, it's just art journaling. It's just experimental fun. Not supposed to look perfect, right? Conquer. All right, so that's my art journal for that side of the page. And then, and look, like the sizing on that, like that's totally off. That's not right. I don't care, right? I just like the randomness of these type of pages. So, like I just like how it's not perfect. Overcomer. So I'm going to do my other words up here, like projecting what I'm claiming over my life, right? Overcomer, redeemed. And you guys, if you don't know this, Simon Hurley actually is also, he plays with gel presses too, in addition to his card making. So if you're not following him, I don't know why you're not yet, but you need to, because his channel is poppin'. He always has really great stuff over there. So go over and follow him too. And he also does a lot of stuff on the Gel Press channel. So he has some stuff over there as well. So if you're not following him, go check out his channel. It's really good. You're going to get lots of ideas. All right. God Chick. And then I've got 2 more to do here. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do loved by itself in this bottom heart. So we'll do God Chick here. or worthy down here. And then on this bottom one is where I'm going to do loved. And this is my art journal page. Got it done in 42 minutes. If I can get it off of my finger. Yeah, so got it done in 42 minutes. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it fits really nicely with everything else I have going on in this art journal page. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and next time I will definitely orientate my camera better. I don't like it in this form. It's really hard to see my whole table, but I hope you found some inspiration, and please pull out your gel press if you have one and play with it. If you don't, that's okay. Just use your paintbrushes and some paint. Art does not have to be complicated. If I can do it, anybody can do it, for real. And next Wednesday, come back and join me at this time, and we will do another page, or, you know, something else fun. I'll use the gel press again. So if you have your gel press, please pull it out and join me. All right, you guys, if you have any questions or comments after this, please leave them down below. I will be uploading the supply list of what I use momentarily if you are interested in it. You are so welcome, Roberta. I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. Thank you. I think it looks pretty cool too. And I cheated. I totally used somebody else's art. Freehand cutting here, nothing spectacular, and a background page, and I'll say it now, this background, not my favorite one I've ever worked on, but that's okay because it's experimental fun. I'm so glad that you'll be coming back next week as well. Cannot wait to see you guys next week. I do have a video dropping a couple times before then, like a couple videos dropping, so I hope that you join me. And if you have any questions, comments, leave it down below, and we will see you next time. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye, guys.